For more information like addresses, links, and videos about this week's events, visit wuapodcast.com. What's Up Amsterdam, your totally independent guide to what's happening in the Dutch capital with Nate and Jonathan. Hello and welcome to What's Up Amsterdam for the week of Monday, the 22nd of September. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Nate, bringing you the hottest, the funnest,
the most family-friendly
events, exhibitions, and weird crap in this wonderful city for the next 7 days.
This Tuesday, the 23rd of September, it's time to visit the Jewish Cultural Quarter in Amsterdam. Happy New Year, Nate.
You are 9 months and 23 days late, according to my watch.
Actually, it's the Jewish New Year this Wednesday evening, my friend. Rosh Hashanah. It's the Jewish year 57-something.
Okay. Really?
I'm not sure.
5,760 something?
That's what we Jews say.
Okay, that seems more accurate than the Christian calendar.
It's 5,700, 600 something years of Ajita. Anyway.
Of what?
Ajita.
Ajita.
Yeah.
All right, I heard
Mein Gumba in the Banzo.
I heard vagina. That's what I heard. So that's why I need a clarification.
That
I think
joke hurt me on my shame lips. Anyway, I thought I'd point out that Amsterdam has a Jewish cultural quarter right at Waterloopplein for which you can buy an all-in-one ticket. And this gives you entry to the Jewish Historical Museum, it's a great museum, and it's filled with all kinds of Judaica and beautiful, object d'art. From the Jewish community here in the Netherlands. But the real reason to go there, actually, is for the kid in you. For an actual kid or the kid in you, because they have a great children's museum.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Where you're led around by a character, I kid you not, a little cartoon figure called Max the Matzah.
Uh-huh.
And
little pudgy guy, huh?
Yeah. And you meet the family Hollander, a Jewish family. And, you meet the kids, you meet mom and dad, they play musical instruments, and they talk about Jewish history and Judaism itself, and also Jewish life, specifically in the Netherlands. It's actually a really good museum.
That sounds awesome, because you would take your kids to a National Historical Museum. Happens to be a Jewish Cultural Historical Museum.
That's exactly what it is. And the
Very
museum
cool.
itself is housed in 4 former Ashkenazi synagogues dating from the 17th and 18th century. Now, if you buy the Jewish Cultural Quarter ticket. I mean, you can just go to the museum if you want to. But it also gives you entry right across the street to the Portuguese synagogue there, which is, I've experienced a lot of synagogues in my life because I just like to go inside and have a look at things.
And you're Jewy as hell.
Yeah, but not just that, but just like churches and I like religious architecture for some reason. But I've always been more excited by Catholic cathedrals and by really beautiful mosques like the ones in Istanbul and things like that. And synagogues are never that impressive for some reason. They always seem to have a much more sober style. But the Portuguese synagogue in Amsterdam is hands down one of the most beautiful in the world.
It compares with the Catholic Church?
It's so beautiful. It's very different. I mean, it's all dark woods.
Okay.
And if you go there in an evening or when it's darker and later in the winter, for example, they have it entirely lit up with candlelight.
Oh, wow.
It's extraordinary.
That sounds cool.
With these giant chandeliers come down. So it's really quite a lot of light, but it's all candlelight. It's an amazing place, actually.
Cool.
So I highly recommend people go to see the Portuguese synagogue just to see it. And then you also get entry to the Hollandse Schouwburg, which is a former theater with a dubious past here in the Netherlands. That is now part of the National Holocaust Memorial, so I guess you can guess what happened there.
All right.
Anyway, the Jewish Cultural Quarter, the location where you can pick up your tickets is at the museum at the Nieuwe Amstelstraat 1. The times are various.
Now, regardless of his involvement with Robin Thicke and uber-fashionable headgear, Pharrell Williams is a musical powerhouse and seems to be a pretty decent guy.
Yes.
Like, for example, did you know that he's got a line of jeans with G-Star Raw that's made out of ocean recycled plastic?
Well, I'm kind of wearing them now, and I can tell you that they bunch up in the crotch a little, something painful.
I feel like you're lying.
Just accept it.
All right. Anyway, Pharrell is going to be at the Ziggo Dome leading the world's longest-running sing-along with that Happy song.
Yeah.
You know, the whole crowd's definitely going to be going along with that. And it's sold out, of course, because he is Pharrell Williams and people love him.
Yeah.
But we're going to post a link to a place where maybe you can find a few spare tickets. Now, instead of playing a Pharrell song, I've decided to play a song by the opening band, the Foxes. And in my research, I've found 2 bands called Foxes.
Foxes!
There is the first group is a group of dudes from Perth that play post-hardcore. So I don't know if they're opening for Pharrell, but there's one way to find out.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Hang on. Let's
So wait a
listen.
second. There's a couple of bands with the same name, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And one of them might be a hardcore band from Perth.
And the other one might be an electronica band from London.
Gee, which one could it possibly be?
First, let's check out the guys from Perth.
Okay.
So that's Fox's number 1.
Foxes.
This is Fox's number 2. That was the post-hardcore band.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, okay. So this
I was
is
actually in that band in the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It was a little, you were into post-hardcore back in the back of the day?
I don't know. Yes, I was in that band.
All right, I was in this band. Okay, one of those two bands is playing with Pharrell Williams. I don't know which one.
I have a pretty good idea.
There's no way to tell for sure.
No, there's no way to tell.
That is Tuesday the 23rd. Doors are at 6:30, and this is happening at the Ziggo Dome.
So Wednesday, the 24th of September, it's Morning Gloryville Amsterdam, back for edition number 4. We've talked about 1. We've talked about 2. We've talked about 3. Why not talk about 4?
Let's bring it up again. Remind
Okay.
people that it's happening.
Who, what, where is Sarah Jane Threepland, who has been on our show from time to time.
She's a friend.
She's back with the 4th edition of Morning Gloryville. What is Morning Gloryville? It's electro, dance, fun, yoga, massage, hugs, buckets of glitter, and no drugs whatsoever, all before you go to work.
Wait a minute. Who doesn't do drugs before work?
Actually, this is basically a techno dance pair. You can basically go there and you can dance to techno.
Right.
It's electronic dance music, but you can bring your kids.
Cool.
It's for them, for beyond school. In fact, they have something called a Kidspiration Club.
At some point, ravers were going to grow up and have kids.
Yes.
At some point, the E was going to wear off.
It
and
was
they were gonna
inevitable.
realize they were pregnant.
So they have something called the Kidspiration Club, bringing kid-like inspiration to one of their walls, whatever that means.
They'll be able to draw on it.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. There's Wake Up Angels to hug people, a special performer that's TBA to show off their dancing skills, and they're going to have some top DJs banging the dance floor. Whatever that means.
You know exactly what that means.
I don't know what that means.
You bring back the beat. Yeah.
Okay. And there'll be, and this is as they write it, more glitter. The more is in all caps. More fun, more dancing, more laughter, and lots more hugs. No alcohol and no drugs, but they do have superfood breakfasts, smoothies, and coffee, which in my book is the drug.
That's very judgmental.
But it's a
of you.
great drug.
It's the
the
world's
best drug.
It's the best.
Anyway, Morning Gloryville Amsterdam, Jan van Galenstaat, 24, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
And then that evening, you know how Screamin' Jay Hawkins is dead?
Yes, he
Yeah.
put a spell on himself finally.
Well, something happened to him. I'm guessing one of the women he impregnated maybe came back and got their revenge. I'm not really sure. There's no way to know.
There's no way to know.
There's no way
There's
to know
just
for
no way
sure.
to know what happened to Screamin' Jay Hawkins.
And you know how you want to see him really, really badly, but that's never going to happen
because he's dead and all.
because he's dead and all. Well, the Jim Jones review is playing at the Milkveg, and they are as close as you're going to get this side of the River Styx.
We're going to see Styx?
No. The River Styx.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. So this is kind of a Jerry Lee and Little Richard mixed with MC5 and the Heavy.
That sounds great.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yes.
I was telling Tiff about this last night, and she was like, "We are absolutely going to this." We're going to listen to a song called "Where Da Money Go" by the Jim Jones Review.
And if they offer you free drinks,
Take them.
no, don't take them.
Do it.
No, this is the farewell tour.
Yeah, that's kind
They
of a
may
good
actually
point.
get a little bananas.
Yeah, okay. Thursday, the 25th of September, Bad Vision is at Pacific Park. Our love of Pacific Park is well documented on this show. The entrance is free. The
Entrance
bartenders
free.
are there to sling beer instead of ignoring the patrons. And they always have top-notch bands, mainly in the surf garage punk genre. And tonight, Thursday the 25th, they have a band called Bad Vision from Melbourne taking the stage, who they mix surf, punk, and garage with a healthy dose of pop that makes my ass shake. They got quite a bit, actually, in common with the Jim Jones Review. We're going to listen to a song by them called I Got a Problem. Yeah. That is Bad Vision. They're playing at Pacific Park at 9 p.m. on Thursday the 25th for free. And I told you, that's some Jim Jones review shit right there.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. The problem with Bad Vision is that you should go because these guys are normally very hard to see.
Jocularity.
Couldn't resist.
Wordplay.
Friday, the 26th of September, it's time for the Discovery Festival. I remember talking about this last year, actually. It's a real mixed bag. What happens when you combine DJs, EDM, and scientific experimentation?
Normally, designer drugs.
Yes. MDMA. And other acronyms that you can ingest. No, it's the Discovery Festival. It says here, festival goers are encouraged to embark on a night-long voyage of discovery and get involved with live experiments. This sounds like any other dance place, any other day. Taking place live. Anyway, conducted by innovative young scientists.
There you go.
Yes,
that's the difference.
Of course, various stages will be pumping out the tunes to keep you shaking your bits until the early hours. Frankly, I cannot see this. I cannot envision this combination of scientific experimentation combined with a rave. I just don't see them.
I'll tell
together.
you what. Think about a scientific montage in a film. Now add rave music to it.
Yeah, but that's in the movies, Nate. This is real life.
That's how science works. We can ask Dave. He'll let you know. That's how science goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it? You mean like this is like the scene in the movie where they say we've only got 20 hours to do this?
Well, yes, exactly. And what happens is they'll put a couple of drops of a clear liquid in another clear liquid, shake the test tube, it'll turn blue. Then they'll put that in
glowing blue.
Yes, they'll put that in a centrifuge and it'll spin, and then they'll make a slide of it, put it under a microscope, and then spin in their chair and slide over to a computer and start typing.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
That's excellent, Nate. That's exactly how that happens in movies. Anyway, there's also going to have something called the Discovery of Light Festival, which is created by two artists called Children of the Light. Two hippies, I guess. It's basically a light show with spherical scenographies and effects, and it's probably cool.
I don't think that sounds basically like a light show at all. Like, they're doing amazing things with light displays these days.
They are doing amazing things.
You are cutting this way too little slack, my friend.
My problem is a lack of imagination.
That's what it is. Exactly.
Yeah, I think you've got me there, Nate.
This is gonna open your imagination.
This is gonna
broaden your
rock.
horizons.
Anyway,
Yes.
it's the Discovery Festival, the Toll House town in Amsterdam Noord. And also this Friday the 26th, if you're not so crazy about the Discovery Festival, but you wish to continue to open your mind.
Mind
to broaden it,
expansion.
The
Sure.
Adams Institute is bringing over Francis Fukuyama, fan favorite intellectual. Stanford political science professor Francis Fukuyama talks about something that concerns us all, and he's written a book about it, and it's called Political Order and Political Decay.
Whoa.
And this is the second part of what some are calling the most important book on the subject in decades.
Namely his mother.
Yes. Oh, Francis, you're so smart.
This is easily the most important book in the last decade.
His new book traces mankind's emergence as a political animal, the development of the state, law, democracy in the wake of the French and the American revolutions. He also says that in the United States and other developed democracies are starting to, surprise, surprise, decay.
Starting to decay, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
like
hasn't
we've
read
only just gotten going with it.
Yeah, right. He hasn't read YouTube comments in the last 10 years or so.
Exactly. Anyway, he's talked at the John Adams Institute before, and you can watch that on our website, wuapodcast.com, so you can prepare yourself, or maybe you can read one of his books.
Do a little homework.
And I know the VPRO here in the Netherlands has interviewed him from time to time.
Okay.
With the great Dutch foreign journalist Chris Keijne, who that evening will be moderating.
Oh, wow.
Those two, they know each other.
Meeting of the minds.
Yes, indeed. It's the Adams Institute, Francis Fukuyama. The location is at De Duif.
That means the dove.
That's right.
I learned that last week.
You did, yeah.
Ah.
Prinsengracht 756 starts at 8 p.m.
And also that evening, Nerd Night at CREA is celebrating their 18th edition. CREA, yeah. They have two speakers, which is the norm for this stuff. The first is Mark Minkian, who's going to be talking about failed architecture, such as that ugly pier on the shore near The Hague. Yeah. The one with the janky-ass bungee cord place and the burned-down restaurant?
Yes.
Yeah, that place is scary, to say the least.
It's bad to put things on piers. Piers burn down.
Piers burned down, and you're kind of trapped out there.
Yes.
Like, there's only one way out.
Yes.
It's the cave of the outside world.
Right. Or what about the statue of the giant garden gnome in Rotterdam, which has a giant cock?
I can't see how that's
Which
failed.
people generally hate. They really hate that. And a friend of mine is in a play, about the giant cock gnome
Really?
in Rotterdam.
Cool.
Yes.
I would watch that play.
Yeah,
I
that
would
play
definitely.
actually won a big award at the Edinburgh Festival.
Really?
Yes.
I would. Okay, so when that comes to Amsterdam, that's on the show.
Yes.
All right, cool.
It's not coming to Amsterdam.
Ever?
No.
No.
It played in The Hague.
Yeah, but there's no reason they can't bring it to Amsterdam.
There's nothing to stop them, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's not coming.
If it does happen.
Okay.
All right. Also on the docket that evening is Richard Newell, who's going to lead a discussion on conspiracy theories. Both these subjects are vastly interesting to me, and the best part is it's free.
That's great.
Yeah. So go to CREA at 8 p.m. on Friday night and check that out.
I think Francis Fukuyama is going to crash it.
You think he might show up in conspiracy theory? Well,
yes.
You know what? A lot of that U.S. falling stuff sounds like conspiracy theory to me.
Uh-huh.
And then also on Friday, there's a rad documentary playing at Melkweg about people and their relationships with the sea, focusing mainly on surfers. The film speaks to fishermen, wanderers, and a guy who isn't getting a haircut until he's picked up a ton of trash, which sounds impressive until you walk through the Vondel Park on Sunday morning before 7 a.m. Realize how easy it is to pick up a ton of trash. Check the trailer on the site. It's pretty amazing. The movie's called The Young, the Old, and the Sea. It's playing at Melkweg Cinema at 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Friday. And then finally on Friday night, turn your ass around and head back to Pacific Park for Le Bastard. They are a 4-piece from Melbourne. Since 2012, they've released 2 full-length albums and 2 EPs. This is actually from their bio page. They are a heady mix of sultry vocals, tight blistering guitar licks, and punk attitude. Reverb-drenched 60s sound has earned the band praise across Australia and internationally, including the soul garage legends, the Bell Rays. They have notorious live shows. The band members crowd surf, climb onto tabletops, bars, and furniture. It's not unusual for the entire audience to end up on stage with the band.
What am I hiding from? It's not like telling a lie. You gotta ask the right question. It seems like what they seem when my reality's considered wrong. It's not like turning out quiet like how it's expected. So tell me what is expected. It's terrified.
That chick sounds awesome.
Yeah,
That
great.
sounds awesome.
You've made some good picks this week, my friend.
Oh, thank you. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You have picks that we agree on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a fantastic week for rock and roll.
It is.
So if it stays nice out, like I'm never going home.
I'm giving you a compliment here, my friend.
Oh, I will take
Take
it.
it in the spirit in which it was intended.
Thank you very much. That's Le Bastard at Pacific Park at 9 p.m. and it is free.
On Saturday, the 27th of September, it's time for the Drongo Festival.
I'm sorry?
It's the Drongo Festival.
All right, that explains everything. Let's move on to Sunday.
Okay. It's time for Amsterdam's awesome Central Library. The OBA, the Openbare Bibliotheek Amsterdam, is hosting a festival that sounds like a 50s space movie.
Yes, it does.
The Drongo Festival. Actually, it's about multilingualism and how to enrich your life through language learning.
Eh.
There'll be reading relays, whatever the hell that means, kung fu workshops for children
I'm in.
using
Can I go?
books.
Oh, okay.
I made up that book part.
Oh.
But it sounds more exciting if you say that, doesn't it?
I
It's a
would-
library.
You have no idea how much I would pay to see a child chop through a book.
Wouldn't it be funny if they just like threw books at each other like shurikens, like throwing stars?
Watch a child book
Yeah,
fight?
that would be so cool.
God,
yeah.
You're a sadistic son of a bitch, Jonathan.
That man
Guibert.
just hit me with a Webster's dictionary. Anyway,
That's a lot. That's a lot for a kid to lift up. I'd be impressed.
that's it. It's a big book.
Yeah, right. All right.
Anyway, there's going to be crash courses for grown-ups in languages like Arabic and Chinese. There's theater shows, a language fair. I guess that's like different language schools that will be selling their courses because there's going to be like stands there. But
Okay.
it's language schools selling their courses. Notable institutions present will be the British Council, Early Bird, who I've never heard of, the Gemeente Amsterdam, which just means the Amsterdam municipality, and the Chinese school. There'll be like a Chinese school there for everybody who's wanted to learn Chinese. You know that my son Lucas had Chinese for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, in his elementary school.
Huh.
Yeah.
Does he speak at all?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's gone beyond ni hao.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Konnichiwa, bitches.
that's Japanese.
Well, whatever.
There's even a language no problem section that is English based and a Dutch as a second language activities. I don't know exactly what that means, but if you'd like to find out more, we will have a video on our website, wuapodcast.com.
So this is a fantastic way to expand your linguistic horizons.
You could say that
I did say that.
again.
This is a fantastic way to spread your linguistic horizons.
You could say that again. It's the Drongo Festival. Stop laughing, Kathy. She's taking here, filming this thing for the TV. It's the Drongo Festival at the Centrale Bibliotheek, the Openbare Bibliotheek Amsterdam. That means the Central Library. You've probably seen it. It's the big one out near the floating Chinese restaurant.
Oh, sure.
Anyway, that's at the Oosterdackskade 143. It runs from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and it's free.
On Sunday, the 28th of September, the approved sneaker market is going down at Roast. I love sneakers.
You do. You have a lot of sneakers.
I have 30 pairs in boxes that are
Yes.
sitting in my closet right
Yes.
now. And I know it sounds silly, but I can explain it.
Explain it, Imelda.
Okay, here we go. When I was a kid, my birthday present for years was to go to the local shoe store and get a new pair of shoes.
Right.
So I would wear my old shoes there, get a new pair of shoes, and then throw the old ones away and wear the new ones out.
Right.
One pair of shoes was my birthday present for years.
With the old ones, would you tie the laces together and throw them up on the power lines?
No, they were normally like they were worn out. They were not gonna hold together over power lines. So the thing at my house was if you yelled, "Mom, where are my shoes?"
Right.
She didn't answer which ones. It was
The pair.
shoes.
Yeah.
The shoes. So now that I'm old enough to buy my own shoes, I've got a bit of a problem. So that's the explanation behind my addiction.
Yes.
Now, the addiction that the people that are going to be at this shoe fair is almost unfathomable. Because these shoes, like my shoes, I'll pay $150 for a pair of sneakers.
Really?
But these are like $4,000-$5,000 of dollars for sneakers. These are people that wait in line for days. Sneakers. Shoes.
What's so special about these sneakers and shoes?
A lot of times they're designed by artists. They're one of a kinds. They're absolutely limited edition. Like they're gonna make 500 pairs of them, and that's where it ends. That sort of thing. So at this place, you can trade, you can barter, you can sell your shoes, vintage, custom, and impossible to find sneakers. They'll have other stuff as well: hats, laces, hoodies, whatnot. Just kind of like that general kind of hip hoppy, graffiti, shoe related stuff,
Right.
Kind of thing. Tons of giveaways and music too. So if you love sneaker culture or you're just kind of curious as to how or why it works, head down to Roast and check that out. That is the approved sneaker market at Roast. It is going down from 11 to 7 on Sunday, and I think it's free.
Wow. And those sound like really expensive sneakers. They're going to pluck you bald.
What?
Sinead O'Connor is playing at the Melkweg.
Ah, gotcha.
A bald Irish chick named Sinead O'Connor. Do I really need to say a lot more about this?
Nope.
Okay, so guess what musical choice I made, Nate?
Which song?
Yeah. Which song could I possibly choose to play?
I would
Sinead
guess
O'Connor.
Nothing Compares to You.
You'd be wrong.
Really?
Yes.
All right, what are we going to hear?
I chose the a cappella song that she sang. I remember watching this live.
I saw this too.
In the mid 80s when she went on Saturday Night Live, sang an a cappella song, and at the very end of it, thrusts a picture of Pope John Paul II into the camera.
Yeah.
And says something like, fight the true evil, and then
Yes.
tears it in half,
Totally.
drops the shards of the picture on the stage, and then storms off.
Right.
And thus began the downfall of her career and the beginning of her reputation as kind of a nut job.
I loved it. And then
You
the
might
next
even
week,
call her a cue ball.
Do you remember the next week when Joe Pesci hosted?
No, what happened? Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci hosted the next week.
Goodfellas Joe Pesci.
Goodfellas Joe Pesci, he hosted, and he was like, hey, last week Sinead O'Connor was on the show, and she ripped up a picture of the Pope, and I didn't think that was very nice, so I had him grab all the pieces of it, and I taped it back together, and here it is. So here you go. So Sinead O'Connor, hey, you stay over there, we stay over here. Respect the Pope, huh?
Really?
That's yeah.
Did you know?
All right, let's talk.
I just learned about Joe Pesci, something really, really interesting.
Okay.
Did you know that he is actually a really good doo-wop musician?
Yes, he had a group. He had a doo-wop group.
That's right.
Yeah.
He almost was one of the Four Seasons.
Really?
That's
that I
right.
did not know.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it was like Little Joey or something like that he went by.
Yeah, that's right. He was once seriously Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
I just heard a long interview from the guy who wrote all the songs.
Yeah.
For Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, but also for Frankie Valli he wasn't in the Four Seasons anymore, and also for himself.
Was he going to be the Why don't you talk like a man?
That guy. He wrote that song.
Was he going to be the
No, that was the another guy in the Four Seasons playing the bass part.
that had been hitting the back of the head with a shovel?
Yeah, that guy.
You want to listen to Sinead O'Connor?
Why not?
All right, let's do it.
Once again, Sinead O'Connor.
Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior.
Sinead O'Connor at the Melkweg. Melkweg Lijnbaansgracht 234A. You know it is Leidseplein. Starts at 7:30 p.m.
And that is the end of the show. I think we can all agree that we had a really great time today.
Certainly did.
And naturally, you want to help the show, so here are a few ideas.
Well, you can tell a friend about the show and you can help them subscribe on iTunes. There's a donate button on our webpage. You can click on it and donate a few shekels
What
to
does
keep us going.
NT mean?
That means isn't Nate tighter? Did I read your bit, Nate?
Yep.
Yeah, but it had the word shekels in it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Still your Jewishness.
Yes.
There's a donate button on our website. You can go ahead and click that and donate a few shekels to keep us going.
Sign up for our mailing list so we can send you special offers and tickets and fun stuff. It's on our website, wuapodcast.com.
Now, if you want to let us know about a place that serves Sicilian-style pizza with cheese in the crust, you can email us at wuapodcast@gmail.com, and make sure you're following us on Twitter at wuapodcast.
Everything on What's Up Amsterdam are our personal opinions. No promotional compensation has been made to us unless we say somebody paid us to say something. And don't forget to friend us on Facebook because we put up extra stuff there from time to time that's not in the show. That's at facebook.com/whatsupamsterdam, all one word.
And don't forget, Arliss Nancy is playing at the Triple on Wednesday the 1st. Future Islands are at Melkweg on the 3rd. Whitney Cummings is coming. And Elvis Costello is as well. You might want to get tickets to those before they sell out.
So that's it for me, Jonathan Gruber.
And me, Nate Titer. Thanks for listening and have an
Amsterdam good week.